Have you ever felt like there was so much that you needed to learn to run this real estate business that it was just absolutely overwhelming? Or perhaps you felt like it would take forever to learn? Well, my name is Greg Pentecost with Getting to Escrow, making it a great day for real estate agents. And today I'm going to talk about 4 tips to ensure that you're on track to having a successful and productive business. Now, when I was a brand new agent, that is exactly how I felt. I'd spent most of my life doing things where I was working outside, living in an amazing outdoor world. And all of a sudden here I am in an office, and now I've got to learn about MLS, and I've got to learn about CRMs, and I've got to learn about how to do CMAs. And I've also got to learn about how to write, a listing contract and then a purchase contract and everything else that goes with it. And I thought I was going to lose my mind. I was completely and utterly overwhelmed. I didn't think I'd be able to do it, honestly. And especially like I needed clients. That's why we get into business. And so I'm sitting here and really the feeling for me is that I'm not going to know a quarter of what I need to know by the time I have my first client. You ever been in that place? Because if you have, I'm here to tell you that you're not the only one. And there are a few things that you want to keep in mind in order to do that. Because in order to master this real estate business, we want to make sure we focus on the right areas. So let's start off with right area number 1. Right area number 1 is, first of all, where you want to focus is lead generation and prospecting. Okay? Agents fail because they try and learn everything and they don't focus on lead generation and prospecting. Okay, a couple of points about lead generation prospecting. Number 1, if you're a rainmaker, you know how to generate business. You can go anywhere. You can teams will hire you, businesses will hire you because you're bringing in clients. Okay, so your job, number 1 job, is to learn how to do that for your own business. Once you know how to do it for your own business, it will change and revolutionize everything for you. And it allows you to actually then progress through everything else you want to do in your business. Number 2, with that whole lead generation prospecting thing, 1, a rainmaker can go anywhere. Number 2, if you have no clients, you have nobody that you're working with, okay, you have no reason for learning or doing anything else. Let's be really clear on that. You don't need to learn how to write a listing contract if you don't know how to get clients. You don't need to learn how to do a CMA or how to write a purchase contract if you don't have any clients. Now, do you still need to learn that stuff? Yes. But where should you focus your time and energy? Focus your time and energy on lead generation, prospecting. So that is point number 1. Point number 2 is you want to document your process. Okay? You want to document your progress, document your process. How do you do things? Now, to start off with, your brokerage firm may have tools to help you go, well, you need this for your closed tab file. Well, that's a good place to start. Here are the steps to go through that you need to get from, here we are to there. But start documenting it. Because what happens is that as you document it, every time you document it, you'll make some tweaks and changes to it. And you start creating a system, a flow. Because as you get clients and as your lead generation actually picks up, now what you're doing is you're creating a way so that instead of figuring it out new every time, you're creating a system. And now once you've started creating a system, you can tweak and you can change it to make it better every single time. And after you do that 4, 5, or 6 times, it does not take very long, you have a relatively effective and efficient system. And I've seen agents who've been in the business for years who don't have this, and it's almost as if they're making it up every time they go along. So don't do that. Let yourself be light years ahead of everyone else by simply documenting what you're doing, what you need, so that next time you can make it that much easier and that much more efficient. So we have get leads, and once you've got leads, document how you're doing things. And that also means oftentimes if you've got a system, if you create a system for generating leads, document that. Or if you're using a system for generating leads, follow the documentation because somebody else figured it out before you. So those are the first 2. The next one is, it's kind of a big one, and it's a mistake that I think everybody in this business has made at some point in time. Don't do it by yourself. That's it. Okay? When you think about not doing it by yourself, some people might consider it as like building a team. Well, let's start off with how the first team you're going to build in real estate. What things are you not a specialist in that somebody else can do, that somebody else should do? Well, the first team you're going to build is going to be with your loan officer. That's going to be with your title and escrow officer. It's going to be your, might be your photographer, your home inspector, your termite inspector. All these people, you don't need to know everything. What you need to know is where you can go to find the answers. And so by putting this team together to begin with, start working with people who will give you the answers, who will share the answers, who are knowledgeable and experienced enough to give you that. As you build your team together now, when you bring on a client and you start working with them, now you have ways to support them where you don't have to be the expert in everything. The next team that you will build, okay, not doing it all by yourself, the next team you'll build are going to be people to take over parts of the systems that you created. Okay, so that's the second phase of building a team. So now as you've learned, a system for, you've created a system for generating leads or, being a rainmaker, or maybe it's, how to get somebody through the buyer path or the seller path, or maybe it's to get somebody through escrow. Okay, whatever it is you've done to create that. Now you might have a transaction coordinator, so but the thing is that as you create systems, the second part of your team is the first part's going to be people who are professionals who will work with you. The second part of the team, okay, your team, if you will, is going to be people who you hire and will work for you to take over and run your systems. Okay, so item number 3 is don't do it alone. You have resources all around you to support you in your real estate business. Use them. And the fourth tool, oh my gosh, we all do this in some way. And I've realized that if we count on it, it will actually support us in an amazing way. And that is something that I've come to learn that what it's now being referred to as just-in-time learning. And so I didn't need to learn, okay, how to do a CMA, perfectly when I didn't have any clients. I probably didn't even need to learn that until I had a buyer who wanted to buy a property, or a seller who wanted to know the value on their property. Once I was at that point, then it was time to jump all in and focus. Once again, we're talking about focus on those things. Okay, so using just-in-time learning to your advantage. If you don't need, now you can dabble in it. However, don't worry about it. Don't think you need to learn everything. Focus on the things that are important. First things that are going to be important, obviously, item number 1, okay, is going to be lead generation and prospecting. Okay, number 2 is going to be creating systems for your business. Okay, and trust me, just-in-time learning will come in as you start creating systems for your business. So do that, use it. So those are the 4 tips that will help drive your business forward. The first one, lead generation and prospecting. I don't know how many times I can say it. You need to have a system for this. And if you'd like to have a system for it, look into Finding Great Clients, because that is an amazing system to make sure that you get great clients. The second thing is document your process. Start creating your systems. If you start early, by the time you're in your 4th or 5th transaction, 6th transaction, you'll have a system that really works. And from there, you can fine tune it to add even greater service to your clients. Yes. The third thing is don't do it alone. Start building your team, people to support you early. Make sure you know who they are. Make sure that you can go to them with the difficult questions and get answers. And the 4th thing is rely on just-in-time learning. There's a lot to learn in this business. You don't all need to learn it all today. Learn it when you need to. That being said, let's start off with, if you would like a free productivity planner so that you can go ahead and track and hold yourself accountable to, are you making the phone calls to your sphere that you need to? Are you learning, the things that you need to do? Are you prospecting and generating leads as you need to? Then go ahead and look in the description section below for a link to the free tool. I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts on these 4 things. So please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. This is Greg Pentecost with Getting to Escrow. Make it a great day.